Hello everyone, this is Al Spectre. Welcome back to the Land of Empires. And today I want to review the Decorated Egg Festival event, which is the second time we've actually received this event. The last one occurred about this particular time the previous year. And when we first received this event was actually believed to be one of the better events, probably one of the best events, including the lottery events, which came before this one. But this year, it appears that we did not receive the lottery event, but thankfully, we still received this egg hunting event. And what this event consists of is basically buying hammers or acquiring hammers from various farming methods, which you won't really get too many of. So your main sources of hammers will mostly be from the packs you get. And then you use these hammers to get up to a guaranteed amount of 90. So once you hit 90, you are guaranteed one of these prizes. So you select from these pool of prizes. There is the speed ups, there is the sands, relics, etc. The primary prizes will be the sands, of course, the relics, and the rejuvenation, not the rejuvenation, the pyronites. And the reason why pyronites are very good for, especially for everyone below the mega well tier, is that you can actually gather pyronite materials, which includes the inscription scrolls, the bellows, as well as the hammers from other means. So you don't have to buy those. So the only thing you end up having to buy are the pyronites. And by buying the pyronites, you can get very respectable upgrades in your Lord medals without having to actually spend that much. And so for this event, I can see that the sand quantity is actually very high. The kind of the standard you want to use is to compare these reward to what you would expect to get with $20. So with $20, we know we can get about 4,200 sands, about 40 refined sands. So we can see that the quantity of rejuvenation stones is a little higher than what we would expect, whereas for refined sands, it's actually quite a bit lower. And finally, for the pyronites, for about $20, you would expect to get exactly about 48,000 pyronites. So actually the best one in terms of pure monetary value, I would say is the rejuvenation stones. But really, it depends on what your account needs. And if your account is really in need of T12.5 upgrades, you might go for these refined sands, but I really do not recommend it because the monetary value of 25 refined sands is a maximum of $12.5. And I would not buy these, I would not spend $20 on 25 refined sands, that's for sure. Now let's have a look at the packs themselves. And unlike the previous Easter event where these were regular sands, we actually have refined sands of time this time. And this is actually really, really good because the value of regular sands have experienced such high deflation that people really don't care about them anymore. You can get 400 sands, regular sands, for just $20. And really, it's all about the refined sands now. So I'm really surprised that the devs decided to include the refined sands here. And so you are actually getting a $4 refined sands value by buying these packs. So about 80% of the base value of refined sands. And that's really incredible. And it makes this probably the best event we have received so far for two reasons. The first reason is what I just mentioned. You get refined sands from those basic packs. And the second reason is a characteristic of this event where you do not need to reach 90. You can get the featured prize before hitting that 90 pull. 90 pull for the guarantee. Sometimes you'll hit it even before 10. And that's what makes the overall reward about 30 to 40% higher than it actually is. And finally, you have the treasure hunt and the perseverance, of course, which gives you more of these lucky hammers. From the treasure hunt, if you fill the entirety of the treasure hunt every single day, you get, I believe, it looks to be 85 sands, is it? Or 95 sands? 85 sands, I think. 85 hammers. And this is really impactful because you get about $20 worth of hammers just by buying $50 worth of hammers. So you get quite an impressive discount by spending, I guess, $50 a day. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. So spend $50 a day and spend it on either pyronites if you need it, or relic stones. Personally, I would recommend relic stones because unless you're really hungry on pyronites. So for like free to play or lower spenders, not free to play, free to plays, good luck. So if you are like a relatively lower tier whale, I would recommend using this event, using this opportunity to really maximize your Lord medals. Otherwise, just focus on relics because you just need so many relics for those relic tier upgrades, and those relic upgrades are overall relatively strong in terms of the boost that they give to your account. So right now I am at about, let's see, I am at 8,500 gems. So let's buy some, I guess. Let's not overshoot this because I don't actually have many tokens right now. So 100. I think I should be close now, right? So I'm just going to buy the necessary amount to reach the highest tier. And then we can try doing some pulls. One more from the 5. And while you're doing this, keep in mind that the dice event is ongoing, so you can use the purchased packs to complete your extreme challenges, etc. All these events are quite complementary to each other. So now that we have our hammers, only 385 actually. I don't know how many these people bought, especially Sophie or Prophet. Hint, hint. Anyways, let's start pulling. And you also get quite a lot of other useful rewards from this. You do get quite a lot of Valor tokens, which are, I guess, somewhat useful if you want to migrate your account. Because each time you want to migrate, of course, you have to empty out your Valor. And the last 10% of your Valor is actually quite difficult to empty out. So I am not so lucky in this first run. I will probably need over 80 pulls. 80, and then you will be able to see this bar reset. Okay, so I needed the entire 90 pulls in my first attempt. Let's keep going. So these chests, they give you additional sands. While this was somewhat impactful the previous time we had this event, yeah, sands are no longer very valuable, so there's really no point to really having them as some kind of reward unless it's in extreme quantities. So what I'm really hoping now is to get the reward before, passing the 80 mark. Because if you do end up hitting the guarantee, so you can see I got the reward before, it looks to be before the 80 mark. So that's all right, I guess. It's nothing to brag about, but let's continue. Okay, so I received it at, I think, 29 attempts, which is really good. And this basically means that I just got $20 worth of relics by spending only, you just saw that I got it at around like 20 or 30 pulls again. So it means that I got this amount of relics just by spending like, what, $3 worth of hammers? Which is really, really good. And that's kind of the other aspect that makes this event so damn good. So I'm just going to use up all my hammers that I bought from $50 worth of pulls, which is quite a lot actually. You also get bonus hammers from various farming methods. I think the most consistent ways is to use gems for speed ups, but really you don't get too many hammers from that. The most consistent way, as you saw earlier, is to simply buy them. So if you are free to play, you are and always have been in the mud, so just give up. But if you're a low spender, it might be worth spending a bit on this event. And if you are a bigger spender, then this event is the event I hope you have saved money for, because this is probably the best event that we've gotten so far. And yeah, there's not much more to talk about other than the fact that this event is awesome for getting relic stones, rejuvenation stones as they call them. Yeah, I wouldn't go for the refined sands personally because the quantity is simply not worth it. If this was 40, then I would suggest either relics, rejuvenation stones, or um, or refined sands, or pyronites, whatever your account needs the most. But really, like realistically, I think that refined sands upgrade, you just farm so many refined sands from refinement as well as Hawkwatch that it makes it not so worth to go after refined sands, even if it was two per dollar. So to give you an example, like think about how many relics you can farm every day on average. I think it was Reaper who kindly did a calculation for me, and you basically farmed relics compared to how many you need to max your upgrades at about half the speed as you farm refined sands. So every day you farm so many more refined sands, monetary value wise, than relics. And therefore, I believe that it is, at least for now, better to spend your money on relics compared to, well, in this case, it's definitely better since you only get 25. But my point is, even if this was 40, I still think that it would be better to spend your resources, your dollar resources on relics rather than refined sands. If this was a higher quantity than 2 per dollar, the story will be different. But just based on how quickly you can farm refined sands compared to relics, which you can only farm from the altar, as well as a small amount every day from the Arena of Legends, like 450 every day, compared to the absolute mass quantity of refined sands you can get from Hawkwatch and Refinement. Just focus on relics, yeah, unless you are so desperately hungry for sands. Anyways, this was my review of the event. To summarize, it is probably the best event we've had so far in terms of what you can get with a given amount of money spent, and this is primarily due to the fact that these bundles give refined sands as chests. And I think I should end this video by... Okay, I didn't get enough. If I got enough, I probably would try upgrading to the next tier of my 12.5, 12.4 archers. Yes, but I don't have enough, so we'll leave this to another day. Hope everyone enjoyed. I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care.